Why, hello there. I thought of a new bad word to call Monami. I can't tell. I won't be pleased at all by this. Then let me say it right away. I'm already used to insults and slander. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word. Monami is a serious... Stuffatly? That's much more straightforward than I expected. Stuffatly, huh? Tisk, tisk, tisk. That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, ugly. The perfect jet stream attack incorporating all three of these would be... Ta-da! Stuffatly. Oh, wow, there's a fat hidden in there?
Okay, everyone, all together now. Monami is a serious Stuffatly.
I feel like these mid-trial sections and the Monokuma bedtime shows are just acid trips. I feel like Hajime is on a good one, but then again, that would mean that also Nagi was on a good one in the first game. Naegi, not Nagi. Jesus. Now that I think about it, Naegi and Nagito have similar names. Interesting. I don't think they're the same person, but that's still interesting to think about.
Hello. I hope your day is well.
I hope yours is not.
I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. Ugh, my heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! Ah, but be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons.
Was this a Vita game?
And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently. I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon.
I did because I'm big brain.
Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
True! Based. Good job, Jackie.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
No use in dwelling about it. I mean,
that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mechamaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
yeah, but it doesn't matter who said it. If it makes sense, it makes sense. So,
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
weren't you quite literally willing to die? Like, literally 20 bajillion minutes ago? Were you like, literally like, if the killer wants to kill someone, please tell me so that you can kill me and we can come up with a... Well, you said that, right? So, I don't completely buy that, but I don't think you're lying.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
Exactly.
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
He definitely knows more than he's letting on.
You say such falsehoods, per usual.
I feel like he saw something secretive in that file that made him, I don't know, distrust everybody, because it seems like he's mistreating everybody, not just Hajime. It actually seems like he's treating everybody except Hajime worse than Hajime. That didn't make any sense. It actually seems like he's treating everybody worse than he's treating Hajime for some reason. Because, like, he's bagging on Hajime for not having a talent, but like everybody else is not worthy of him being like stepping stones for anymore, I guess. And he's kind of like talking down to everybody. So he definitely knows more than he's letting on.
There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder.
That's not necessarily true. Like, police officers murder people, technically speaking, but if those people were about to commit a crime that involved murdering other people, that would be a crime for the sake of hope. The hope for society being safe, for families, that's a hope.
Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I would agree that these murders aren't really hopeful.
I see.
It's fine.
Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Akane! You're drooling waterfalls?
Nagito as usual, can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building's structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Nekomaru's cause of death, huh? He was horribly damaged, as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building's structure. So what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilized the building structure? What I've been suspecting, falling. I just didn't know the mechanism through which the killer did that. I think they threw them from the top of the elevator.
He might have died from falling.
Or from the top of the tower, but I don't know how they were able to do that. Oh, actually, wait a sec. The rope and the noose, and they tied it to something. What did they, like a pillar? No, because the pillar goes up and down with the floor. So I feel like I'm forgetting something.
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method.
Do you have anything better to say, Gundam?
Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
I feel like there's something to that. If Nekomaru died from falling, where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? I'm going to reach the truth behind this incident. I need to solve that mystery next. Good night button, clock wall, broken doorknob, strange feeling in the tower.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mechamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside.
Oh, right. Didn't he say that his good night button would cease all functions in his body? So that wouldn't make sense.
That sensor should only work if something is moving.
Yeah, so if you press his good night button, I think he even said like his mechanical rhythm or that works as a heart would stop functioning until his alarm clock went off or whatever. So that actually that's what we were thinking of doing instead of in lieu of the e-handbook first before he objected to it. So
if Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from, yes?
not if they tied a noose around something to hang him from the ceiling.
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me.
Silence, pest!
God damn, Sonya.
Now you're calling me a pest?
A way to create the drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru is still in it. Chiaki seems to have an idea, but what could that be?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
No. Shut up about the hammer.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
No.
What about the oil on the floor?
Maybe.
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Oh, hold on. I forgot about that. Hold on, doorknob. Broken doorknob under the tipped over pillar. The screws at the base are pulled out, and there are some scratches on the doorknob itself. Oh! One of the doorknobs from the far back door of Strawberry House is missing. That's the second floor. I think I figured it out. Okay, so Mechamaru was tied up with the wire. The noose at the end of that wire was, I guess, well, not tied, but like looped around the doorknob. And then while the elevator was going down, I guess it rubbed up against the handle, and that's what made all those scratch marks. And the wire is like tough metal wire, right? So that's what would make that. And I guess maybe when the elevator got to the bottom floor, and I guess Mechamaru's weight caused the doorknob to unscrew, and then he fell to his death. I feel like the doorknob would have broken right away if his weight was, but I don't know, we'll see. We'll see where we go from there.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki...
Silence, Pep!
Don't. What if I start to enjoy it?
Oh, God. Don't start to enjoy it, bro.
We can cause the drop.
So you're telling to think about the arrangement.
That arrangement,
So-
the hammer is suspicious. Isn't it about time?
What about the oil on the
The doorknob on the floor seems
Doorknob.
suspicious.
I agree with that.
There you go. Big brain.
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Mechamaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob...
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Mechamaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Mechamaru in midair.
That makes sense. I'm surprised it didn't just... Do the doorknobs not turn up and down? I'm surprised it didn't just turn down as soon as the elevator started going down.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence!
The killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Mechamaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
Oh, are you seriously doing this, Kazuichi? Why are you wasting my time with your stupid
What if
thoughts?
they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that.
Why not?
Why? If Mechamaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall? Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
The doorknob broke off. What do you mean, how do you get him to fall? The doorknob broke off, dumbass. What? Huh? What?
Even if they suspended Mechamaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
Ouch. I need to find the answer.
Even
Yep.
if they suspended Mechamaru from a... How would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
I wasn't expecting his statements to be that, flimsy.
Even if they suspended Mechamaru from a... How would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Mechamaru fell on his own? Mechamaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself.
Oh.
Now's the time if you want to take back that sleep, but in that case, You still won't be able to explain that moving the elevator with Neck is just impossible. End of story.
I think I finally figured out how the killer dropped Nekomaru. Okay, so... Nekomaru couldn't have possibly done that to himself, is that?
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
Clock's alarm timer.
Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
So he woke up and then wiggled, I guess? Or he woke up and then he was like, what the hell's going on? And then the doorknob broke?
What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right?
Yeah, wiggling around, jumping around, and that's probably why the doorknob broke, I guess.
Instinctively, your body would start moving. Mechamaru probably did exactly that.
Damn, poor dude. Jesus.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off.
But the doorknob ended up breaking instead.
In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
Yeah.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Probably.
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because... In that case, I shall use my full power. Ooh! With a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands. But... Not yet. Here it comes! The incredible strength of a 1 million horsepower! Go! Wait, isn't it creaking? If you break out the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. Oh, he loosened it? Oh. If that's really what it was, then the clue that Nekomaru left for us to find.
So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig.
Bro.
Isn't that right, Miss Sonia?
Oh no.
If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
I was gonna try to comfort you, but oh my god. Bro's developed a new kink, all thanks to Sonia.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on this.
It's not his fault. He's getting mixed signals from Sonia, okay? 1 minute she's telling him that he's trash and that he's probably a killer, and then the next she's like, you're a good boy. God damn it, Sonia, you're breaking his mind. You're making my innocent boy into a deviant.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
Yeah, now that I know that, I guess he probably collided with the pillar. So he probably like fell on top of the pillar, and then that's why there's blood on top of the pillar, and then the pillar fell over. Or, well, no, he probably broke the pillar. Pillar broke. No, he smashed into the pillar. Blood all over the pillar. Pillar broke during the impact. That's why there's fragments of pillar underneath his body. That's probably how it went. It doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I can think of that happened to him was... Yep, quite literally, he collided with the pillar. Big brain. Called it, baby.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Oh, back to Baby Gangsta.
Stop calling me Baby Gangsta!
That's the best nickname, bro.
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Now we're gonna go over the difference.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
Well, we all were late for Monokuma Tai Chi according to Monokuma, so...
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know.
Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to read the truth. There should definitely be a clue to breaking through this contradiction. I'm guessing it's probably going to have something to do with Nekomaru having a radio clock that's wholly accurate, like he was saying and bragging about. Good
We
night
headed for
button,
Great Tower.
Fuyuhiko's account, wall clock,
Before 7 a.m.,
contact
I am
elevator,
certain.
clocks, alarm
But the alarm
timer,
inside Nekomaru's
radio
chest
clock. Yay.
was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
Well, it stopped it. It wouldn't
No, that's
mess with
wrong.
the time, I don't think. Yeah.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
In all the lounge rooms, yeah.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
What a simp. Get out of
I
here.
never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
This time-related contradiction, I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we overlooked something. Maybe one misunderstands something. If I focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. I think the killer tampered with all the clocks to make everybody late to Monokuma Tai Chi. Purposefully. So that... rather, the people at Grape House get to the pillar or try to get to the tower before the people in Strawberry House. But I digress. Actually, no, they said that the clocks were the same, right? So, I don't know. Never mind. Question 1. What did Hajime and the others misunderstand? Who the killer is, where the murder happened, the time in the building. I can't believe I'm using skateboarding to sharpen my thoughts in this game about mysteries. Jesus Christ. It's getting harder. Which clock was tampered with? I think the building's clocks. Mechamaru's clock can't be tampered with, supposedly, because it's a radio clock. According to his boasting, at least. Which of the houses had the wrong time? Both. Because Fuyuhiko said both of them had the same time. Okay.
It's all coming together.
Big brain.
You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right for you?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
It was also a little weird for the clocks to have an alarm out of nowhere, right? So that must have been because the killer tampered with the clocks that the alarm went off.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
She's right, that's the main problem. We need to clarify, wasn't it like 2 hours or something? I need to clarify by how much the time was off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm gonna reach the truth in one go. Alright, bullet points. Which one we haven't used yet? Fuyuhiko's account, contact elevator, Akane's account. Fuyuhiko's account and Akane's account we haven't used, I don't think. So, Fuyuhiko's account. Fuyuhiko saw Nekomaru walking towards the first floor of Strawberry House at 5. That might be it. Or Akane's account, which is... Akane heard rumbling noise around 5:30. Can't both of them be used, I guess? Actually, no, the rumbling noise, because that's presumably the time where Nekomaru fell and got killed, right? So that might be more effective.
The time in the building was all messed up. Then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
That's not true, I don't think.
What time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down? If only I heard the sound when you fell.
Based!
I agree with that.
Hell yeah. Good job, Sonia.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
You had one of the good rooms.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane!
Does that mean that the killer tampered with the clocks right after she checked them? If that rumbling sound we heard was at 5:30 a.m., it's like the answer to how much our time was off is literally right. Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah. Yep.
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. so they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out just Nekomaru?
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right?
Yeah, because he has the only time-accurate clock.
From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Besides messing with time, the killer also used a specific thing. If they were trying to lure out only Nekomaru, then that specific thing is Monokuma Tai Chi.
I see.
You're supposed to be there at 7.
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Grape Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right?
Yeah, and that's why they messed with everybody else's clock so that we don't show up to Monokuma Tai Chi in time.
But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m.
And in reality, it was 7 a.m.
And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early! He didn't even ask you yet!
Jeez, how outrageous! I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi. Yeah, I thought that was suspicious the time he said it too. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Yeah, 2 hours past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez. That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
I've never heard that in my life.
Wrong! Too bad.
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it. It's incorrect.
Can both of you shut up?
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery.
Thank you.
Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Huh?
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
Well, A, because the killer has to have gone to the final dead room to figure out the structure of the building, so that's how that limits that.
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
Okay, let's see. Akane had an alibi. Fuyuhiko had an alibi. Gundam had an alibi. So all the boys had an alibi. Hajime was making his way there with Sonya and Chiaki. Nekomaru was dead, so Nagito, quite literally, I guess.
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
They are saying Nagito, but the thing is, I don't think it was Nagito because A, I don't think he really cares to murder someone enough, to be quite honest. unless it's in the name of hope, but that doesn't seem to be the case in this case. And 2, I think he had the most deluxe room, and I think those rooms are soundproof, which is why Sonia also didn't hear it, because she won one of the deluxe rooms in Grape House as well.
Who is it?
So
Who's the bastard?
it's whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right? All right, yeah, they're gonna make me choose Nagito. It's not gonna be him for the 20 bajillionth time, because you like to do this game. You like to do this. Yeah, you like to do this 20 bajillion times.
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something.
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
He couldn't?
You're definitely fucking lying.
Nah, he's definitely not.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too.
You also had the second deluxe room, right? Huh?
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it. But it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the 3 of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
The only people who didn't hear the rumbling noise were Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The secret is, what do these 3 have in common? Could this also be the secret that points to the killer? Yep, deluxe room. Or deluxe rooms. Fancy. Nope. Jesus Christ. Oh, safe.
I got it!
Big brain.
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The 3 of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
The guest rooms are divided up by quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof and has excellent air insulation. I'm surprised I'm the only one who remembered that, to be quite honest. The standard room may have a so-so insulation, but it's still pretty decent. And the crummy room has severe airflow and draft problems. Wait, does the...
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise...
Wait, does the standard room not have soundproofing, or does it?
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent?
Piss off.
Now then, You guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Do I? How? Wait. Who had the deluxe rooms? It was... Chiaki, Sonia, Nagito. Did Nekomaru have a deluxe room? No, he had a standard room. Who had the other deluxe room? Kazuichi had a crummy room. Gundam had the other deluxe room. So wait. Gundam. If you were in the deluxe room, how'd you hear it? You can't hear anything if you're in the deluxe room. So wait, it's Gundam. Wait, but then I guess he didn't really have to be there. He just kind of had to hang Nekomaru off of the door handle and then just wait until it happened. So I guess he didn't necessarily have to be in person there.
Hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
So Gundam pretended to hear the noise when he can't because he's supposed to be in a deluxe room.
Decisive factor?
Somehow, I feel like I understand what Nagito means. The killer amongst us. The killer who murdered Nekomaru. Is it Gundam? Am I jumping over, like, reasoning? Like, am I going out on a limb here? I feel like it's probably him.
You're the only one!
Oh, okay. No way. Wow.
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you.
If only you didn't pretend to notice the noise, bro.
When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
I wouldn't have noticed that if Nagito didn't point that out, to be quite honest. I for some reason, I thought that Nekomaru won the other deluxe room, but then after Nagito said that, I was like, wait, no, he won a standard room. And then Kazuichi had a crummy room.
Gundam?
There is only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko.
Me?
After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right?
Why'd you even follow them into the lounge? Like, you could have just snuck past them and went back to your room. And just left them to interact with the alarm without them have spotting you.
If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Mechamaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
How do you even manage to hit Nekomaru's sleep mode button?
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room.
I can't believe you made such a stupid mistake after going to the trouble of making this elaborate plan, bro. And going through the final dead challenge.
Just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi.
Or if you quite literally just went to the first floor, or if you quite literally stayed away from the lounge at all, they wouldn't have known that you weren't in your room. So you literally could have just stayed away from them and you probably would have been fine. They probably would have thought you were in your room.
Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Hey, what are you doing? This ruckus, it's louder than the supreme ruler of the netherworld bellowing for a sacrifice. Don't go making all that noise so suddenly.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
Exactly.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out.
Why would they check on his room to make sure they were like what? They didn't even bother checking Nagito's room. What would the purpose of that be? Like, oh, the alarm is going off. I guess one of my teammates might not be all right because the alarm went off. That wouldn't really make sense. Why would he think they would check his room, to be quite honest? And even if they did, why would they think he would open the door if he was sleeping? So, like, that still doesn't make any sense. Like, it would have still been better if you just stayed away from the goddamn lounge.
That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
Honestly, the worst possible outcome would have probably been him going to the lounge, what he already did.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
10?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears.
Congrats, you know multiplication.
That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
This ain't weeb shit, bro. This is a murder trial.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
It kind of is, yeah.
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Oh, well, I don't know if it's obvious quite yet, to be honest. I feel like this is just one thing. How about we, like, get 2-3 things, maybe? Because, like, the thing with Mikan is she had one coincidence. She had access to the murder room. She had access to the room where she made the secret recording that was apart from the murder room. She was the only one who had access and told Hajime to go down to the main hall of the hospital where he could watch the recording or the live broadcast. Like, there were way too many coincidences for her not to be the killer, but in this one I feel like, I don't know, he probably is, but that's just one thing.
hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
The opening act for what?
Hey! What do you mean a class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers.
Then you be the next person to die so that you're not bored anymore.
Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
Ah, you said opening act again!
Please hold on. We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal.
Well, then let's hear it.
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
Don't try that shit on me, bro. I know about the secret passageway between the goddamn houses through the goddamn final dead room, okay? Don't fuck with me. Don't make stupid excuses.
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House.
Okay, so you did exactly what I said you did, which is break the panel on the Grape House side so that you frame someone on Grape House for the murder. Because nobody knows about the secret passageway except for Nagito and you.
For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
Yeah,
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
Unless you had a secret passageway.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing, which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Oh, it is. Don't worry about it, Kazuichi. Now that I know that he's lying his ass off, he's definitely the killer.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
That's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when the contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Wall clock, contact elevator, maybe contact elevator.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
That's not true.
As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
That's true.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
That's not true.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
I'm not even gonna go there.
Secret passageway.
Oh!
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
I don't think Hajime knows, but I know.
That elevator was the only means of travel between
Wrong.
the two houses.
And you know that.
That's wrong.
Get good, scrub.
No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Nagito?
You're the only one! Nagito, you should know.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb.
Don't play dumb.
Yeah.
You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show off. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Oh, I thought it was directly above the lounge, but that's on the second floor. That makes sense, I guess.
Meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
Oh boy.
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion.
Well, no, you cannot obtain the goddamn wire. You can't obtain the wire and the hammer without going into the final dead room. So you were aware of the final dead room. Don't bullshit me, asshole. Come on.
If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
What did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
You're no Hulk, you're a faker. Wire. Did they mention the hammer? Nope, I'm gonna go with the wire.
Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes. Provided you use
What
a
is this
spacious
arrangement?
wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
What is this? His argument is exhausting.
Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes. Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes. Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Jesus Christ, man.
I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion.
What the fuck off?
At least pray to
What?
the key which dwells in the light. Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon?
Your rebuttal
Don't bark, you
thingies don't
cur.
even make sense. Your goddamn glowing points don't make
Don't want to
sense.
drown in
Shut the hell up.
maelstrom
Allow me to cut through those words.
Jesus Christ.
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body, the hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower.
All from the final dead room.
Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon.
Exactly.
There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
If that's the case,
They obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
Exactly. Not looking so good there, buddy.
It seems this is the end. Normally, we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case, but there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what are you...
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the
Oh.
building, Gundam tried
That's
to
my
lure
job,
only
motherfucker.
Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he
You're
tried
not even
going
letting
over to
me-
Strawberry Tower.
Why are you
just
pressing
like
the X
we did
button?
when we
Shut the
found
hell
out
up.
The elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
I don't know.
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this,
Oh my God.
Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Huh?
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all!
What's going on?
Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What? Huh? It's over 9,000! What?
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumption!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought, truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument, it was just a mere illusion. If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitation.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how you were able to press the sleep button with Nekomaru being aware of your existence.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other,
I can't believe this goofy-ass dumbass killed someone.
you must provide a reason that will persuade that human.
Unironically.
You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I guess you really don't want to admit it. Then, just as you requested, I will provide an argument that'll leave you no choice but to be persuaded. Oh, here we go. Okay, let me remember how to...
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies, I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! It's Nekomaru's back.
For
Do you
Darth
really think
Davis?
I can get behind it?
Wait,
This
did
is
he?
the end.
Wait, he used his hamsters to press the sleep button? What? I guess that would certainly catch him off guard.
Even if you didn't get behind Mechamaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you have the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Bruh.
Oh?
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's
so
neck?
stupid, but this game series, man.
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundam. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Emissary of Evil. In accordance with our ancient contract, the time has come to lend me your aid. Pierce through Supernova Silver Fox Sandy. These hamsters are the next fucking Einstein. How did they know that Gundam wanted them to to go behind Nekomaru's neck and press the button underneath the latch? Truly, this is the Skyline Lamentation arc of the Demon Mouse. Soon the door of destiny shall open.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right? Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Mechamaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Do you admit defeat?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell.
Bro's even dying, Goofy.
Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere.
Gundam, I feel like I'm so tired of your shit already.
Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless...
Oh my god, shut up. Oh, I still have to do closing arguments? Nagito, you suck. Alright, who set the lounge up? Wait. Oh. Who was in the lounge since early morning? Fuyuhiko. What time did Fuyuhiko see this? Nekomaru arriving. Gundam sending his hamsters after Nekomaru. Nekomaru's weakness is hamsters, apparently. The wire wrapped around Nekomaru's feet. No. Wait. Huh. The killer destroyed what after leaving the tower? The button. What was the fake weapon left at the tower? The hammer? Who gathered at the lounge? Why did Nekomaru fall? Because the doorknob broke. Alright, I've seen one of them. Killer destroyed what after leaving the tower? Wire wrapped around his feet. This? Okay, that's weird. I don't like the wording of that. Killer destroyed what after leaving the tower? It wasn't the grape button, it was the strawberry button. Fake weapon he left, hammer. Who gathered at the lounge? These three. Who heard the rumbling noise? It was Akane. And wait, Fuyuhiko? No, I think this was the one for who was at the lounge first. So this would have been, well, first things first, that's probably that. And this would have been this. And the hammer was the decoy weapon. The killer destroyed that. This was the decoy weapon. Big brain, big brain. And Hajime heard the sound. What's left? Who set the lounge clock's alarm? This? Interesting.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
Big brain.
Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m. But by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Taichi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower. So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck.
With the power of hamsters. Majestic. I love Johnny Young Bosch. I love him so much.
This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building structure that they used to kill Nekomaru.
You know, I would say, why the hell is all this tech accessible to people? But then I realized Monokuma wants you to do shit so that you can kill someone, so makes sense.
Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending, and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful, and placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others.
I still question why he didn't just sneak behind them while they were looking at the clock and went back into his room.
When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully.
Bro had the power of Beyblade on his side. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough.
Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob, but because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Damn, bro.
Splendid.
What even is your motive? Is it just dead ass that you didn't want to starve, or is it something else? Is it something stupid? Please let it not be something stupid, at least.
That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe.
That's what happens with new boyfriends sometimes, Sonia. They crazy.
You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
You hear that, Gundam? That's me getting tired of your shit, okay? Just explain yourself and go through your punishment time. Jesus Christ. Why did I get a 79 and a 68 in 4 and 5? I swear to God, I didn't get stuff wrong that much. What? Not that it matters, but still.
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadful? Please pull the lever. Crap! I bit my tongue.
Yeah, shut up. Nobody cares. Get it on with the vote. I can't believe the hamster guy killed someone. Bro was supposed to be playing evil as a need, not actually be evil. Jesus. It'd be bad if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the results, you guys were correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right, the one that killed the robotic Mechamaru in the amazing funhouse was Gundam Tanaka.
Nice!
Yay, I said all that without biting my tongue.
Now then.
Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already and get this over with. Hold on. It's true that the class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish yet until we hear it from Gundam.
Jeez.
No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
Fall, my tears.
Fall, my tears. Why do you want to talk to the one who has lost? The loser merely leaves. It would be unnecessary for me to say something.
Listen well.
Is what I would like to say, but for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing. Correct?
How pitiful.
You guys said I made Mechamaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake. Huh?
Fine.
Mechamaru did fight, that is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost and died.
Damn it!
Lost and died?
This, too, must be the will of causality.
If he was just trying to cling to life, there are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
What do you mean? Explain. Fine then, I shall reveal it all.
Let's make history.
Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse. And I devised a cleaning plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Mechamaru to the tower. And this is what happened. Mechamaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much for Mechamaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves a stare down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. Well, no. Well, actually, yes. Never mind. He could have run away or even called for help. But he did not turn his back on me. Well, he didn't want you to press his button, probably. Instead, he chose a fight that risked life and death.
That is...
A fight that risked life and death?
Let me
He
tell
was serious
you this.
too. He gave it his all to try to kill me. If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. Not really. If anything, Mechamaru probably wouldn't have tried to hide the fact that he killed you because you tried to kill him, so... You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see it!
Nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
Could it be?
Mechamaru really did that? Should I care? I mean, it's self-defense. Either way, you still killed him.
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Mechamaru.
The scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great line.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me.
Oh.
Nothing to any trivial reason.
Shut up.
I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got.
And he used a cowardly tactic.
Nekomaru Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
That is...
Why? Why did you fight? We're all friends. Well, no. He tried to kill him, and then Nekomaru responded in kind. That's no. They're not both equivalently fighting there. One chose to engage. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong. I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you. However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die? That's so stupid.
You weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. That is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation. Wait, are you telling us to just wait until we starve to death? I'd rather have that happen to us than our friends kill each other. Huh, do you mean that you'd rather die?
Fall,
Ever since we were locked inside the building, everyone has been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
If you flinch, you will die!
Giving up on life, that's just an insult to life itself.
Let me ask.
Have you fools ever heard of the term dog-eat-dog? Cannibalism?
Fine.
In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism.
Listen well.
That is what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself?
I shall engulf
If a
this
world would consider that justice, then I will fight the world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up that life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy towards life.
I renounce you!
It's a violation of the natural order. It's the arrogance of humanity. Bro.
You.
Are you saying all that to justify what you did?
But
it sounds like Nekomaru felt the same way too. That's why he fought, right?
Damn it.
Fine.
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I have already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. This is the stupidest bullshit I've ever heard, to be quite honest. You are the least justified person of every single murder in all of the Danganronpa games so far. I have betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth.
Fall,
but
my
even
tears.
so, don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here? I guess. But then again, if you succeeded in the class trial, then literally everybody else would have died and you would have survived. So quite literally, it's the same thing as just trying to save your skin.
Oh,
That belief is why you committed your crime?
you...
Hey, what about the final den room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Let's make history.
Unlike Nagito, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play.
Well,
You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that, well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance. Gundam, don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake. What? I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question. But he quite literally didn't sacrifice themselves for our sake. If we didn't figure it out because of Nagito, then we all would have literally died. I'm not buying the he sacrificed themselves for our sake bullshit. If that was truly the case, he would have killed someone and he would have been like, guys, I killed him. And then that's him sacrificing himself for our sakes. But he made it as difficult as possible to the point where we might have died if it wasn't for Nagito. So quite literally the opposite of sacrificing himself for our sakes. He literally tried to escape.
My name is Gundam Tanaka.
History's greatest monster. They're trying to make me feel sympathy for him, but I literally feel none at all. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools. It's kind of like when Teru went all in on killing the guy who was trying to kill at the party instead of just telling everybody the plans of Nagito, which would have literally helped the situation by not getting anybody killed and anybody having to do a class trial. This is literally what he's done. the same stupid shit. Except at least Teru Teru was doing it to someone who was trying to kill someone else.
Fade like dust in the wind.
Not in a million years, not in a billion, not in 10,000 billion years. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible. Is that it? Then I'll just leave it at that. Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. Monokuma, let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Yay, got it. I have prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka.
Please wait!
Shut the fuck up, Sonia.
I beg of you!
Please help Gundam? No! He is the most... I know. Hell no. I feel like even less that he, out of all the other people, he deserves to be helped, to be quite honest.
Huh?
Miss Sonia.
I beg of you!
How pitiful.
Sonia. An act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not benefit a noble such as yourself. Gundam. It's fine to start for reals, right?
Fine.
Yes, I do not mind. However...
What is it, my four dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all.
Are the hamsters also going to be executed? They were complicit. They pressed the goodnight button on Nekomaru's neck.
However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor.
Uh-huh.
I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, that is why, until the very end.
Shut up and take your punishment.
Pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing.
Yeah.
Let us laugh uproariously.
Shut up.
That is Gundam Tanaka. I shall stick with my evil until the very end.
Okay.
Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
Bro, you're like, why do you have like a list of words that you kind of just say randomly, huh?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
What punishment are you gonna give the ultimate breeder? What even is his punishment gonna be? Oh. Bro's gonna get stampeded. Bro's weaving out to the very end. Wait a second. Is there magic in Danganronpa world? No, okay. All right, bro was just showing off before he died. All right, Sandy should go with him. I'm not laughing with you, Gundam. I'm laughing at you. Unfortunately, I think you're stupid. Unironically. Oh my god. Oh, look at your master's face. Look at Mufasa. Oh, that's so funny. I'm sorry. I was not feeling that death at all. Gundam. No. Spit on his grave. Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still lingered deep in our chest. Did it? What parting words? Don't give up on life? Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what was the right thing to do? I don't know, I guess kill someone and then basically make it as hard as possible for anybody to survive the class trial, unless it was for another person who tried to Russian roulette themselves. It's kind of rich that he was like, don't give up on life, and then he kills someone, and then tries to claim martyrdom, that he's sacrificing themselves for them. But then it turns out that he went out of his way to hide his deed so that he would succeed in the class trial and get everybody else killed. So, just doesn't sit right with me after what he tried to claim, to be quite honest. I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that.
Damn it.
I'm so pissed off, I need to throw something.
Damn it!
You all spent so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things ended up like this. You're all full of shit, every last one of you. But the biggest piece of shit is me.
The worst.
Damn it, why am I so weak?
Oh.
Such a downer, clearly. But still, even though we feel this way, we still gotta do our best.
You are right.
This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. We keep saying that, but Monokuma keeps on putting us in situations that just doesn't allow that to happen. If not,
You are right.
Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell, and I presume he will be very cross with us. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I do not feel bad for Gundam at all, to be quite honest. We shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who died, we need to finish this once and for all. So, don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. The Robinsons. We can't allow that. So, how long are you guys gonna stand around chattering? The class trial is over, so it's okay for you to hurry back over to Jabberwock Island. However, the killing school trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Wait!
Hold on! How much longer are you gonna keep doing this? Seriously, how long is he gonna keep doing this? How long is this gonna continue?
Now then.
Alright, after feeling down for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry back and eat some food.
Hey!
Hold on a sec, the mood shift is way too fast.
It's not like that.
Well, you know, it's like Gundam and Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right? Eating food? Huh. She's certainly something else. But seriously, I'm starving.
Hey.
And let's go back and eat for now. They're literally trying to make it seem like it's way more profound than it is. What Gundam said. I don't feel that way. I honestly feel like he was bullshitting, but... And then after we're full, let's eat as much as we want.
Right?
And then let's do our best again. Yeah, you're right. Alright. With this, the class trial has come to an end, and once again we return to Jabberwock Island. The size of our group has definitely diminished, but despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism was only superficial, but at the moment, we were able to forget about the dark despair looming before us. However, the only one thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. Nagito? Oh. Yep, I'm definitely lucky. I never expected to obtain so many valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette. Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy. And before everyone else, too. And it's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. There was no way the file that had just Hajime's information.
Well,
I guess they were too busy with other matters, or maybe they reached their limit. Regardless, I was saved. Things would get complicated if they found out. Anyway, I can't forgive this.
damn it.
This should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all. Even if it costs me my life.
It's obvious.
For the sake of hope, I cannot ignore this.
Monokuma appears!
So he had everybody else's profiles too? Why is he so uptight about it? What's wrong? What's the information he figured out? Why is he like, I have to stop this at all costs? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. All right, Monokuma has arrived. Who summoned me?
Now then.
Thanks for coming.
What's this?
Why, it's the loner little Nagito. Are you all alone tonight too?
What's the matter?
So what's up? Your face looks scary. I see, so you can tell. Perhaps you found out who the traitor is? You know me well.
Wow.
Is what I like to say, but unfortunately I haven't learned that yet. I see, so even you don't know, huh? Looks like the final showdown is gonna take a little more time.
Hello.
So why'd you summon me anyway? Were you finally gonna confess your love?
Hey,
I summoned you because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize for the final den room. Oh yeah, what about it? There was information about 16 people in the file I received. But isn't that weird?
Say what?
What's weird?
you don't even
Well,
know?
there's a traitor from the Future Foundation hiding amongst us, right? Including that person, the total number of students would be 16, right?
Isn't that right?
But this file contains documents that were created at Hope's Peak Academy, right?
Of course.
That's right, I just reused the stuff from the former headmasters spent a lot of time making.
But
If this file even contains information about the traitor, was that person also formerly a student of Hope's Peak Academy?
Who knows?
Ooh, I wonder.
hey,
Could it be? Is this your doing? Did you slip false information into the file? Were you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information? What's wrong with that? If my job's to heat things up, it's okay if I do something small like that, right?
well,
That's not my point.
right?
My point is you already know who the traitor is. What's wrong with that?
You're getting all riled up.
Well, you're splendidly correct when you say I knew who the traitor was all along. But even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's just like Monami after losing her magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me. Their existence means nothing, huh?
No.
Well, that's just how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different. After all, that person is the evil Future Foundation lackey who's putting you guys through this awful stuff. That's not entirely true. I didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know?
Huh?
Cooperation?
Hey,
Your purpose is to kill everyone on this island with a spear, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitors do as they please?
Yep.
If that's the case, I might be able to cooperate somewhat too.
right?
However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is. I see. Interesting.
No.
Obviously, that's a big no-no.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I want to make everyone in your group feel despair. That includes you, too.
Well,
I already knew you'd say that. Besides, I just wouldn't be able to handle the situs when you inevitably betray me for some reason later on. Just as I thought, you saw right through me.
you're right.
No matter what situation I find myself in, my core way of thinking will never change. In order to create absolute hope that shines brightly, stepladders such as myself in despair exist. Ooh, you're right. You're a true believer of hope after all. I must say, that belief reminds me of that person for some reason. What, Naegi?
Huh?
Reminds you? I don't know who you're talking about, but if it's someone worthless as me, it reminds you of some other person. They must be extremely unlucky. Yeah, they're funny. Very funny.
Like.
But you're just as unlucky, right? The fact that you're even involved in this something like this.
Wow.
Am I? I actually think I'm very lucky.
Say what?
Huh?
You don't know?
What did you say that coming across this much despair is a rare opportunity? I can't rely on anyone on this island. That's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate despair from this island, I won't be a stepladder anymore. I'll become true hope. I'll become an existence that could even be called the ultimate hope. The two of you are alike. You definitely remind me of him.
Hey,
If you're talking about Naegi, no way. This dude's psychotic. Jesus Christ. There's one thing I want to ask you.
see?
Who are you waiting for on this island? Huh? Looks like I'm right again. You're definitely waiting for someone on this island. Is the person you're waiting for already on this island?
Hey,
Well, answer my question.
That's.
If that's the case, if that person is already on this island, wouldn't that be exciting? I am perplexed. I don't fucking know anymore, bro. So Nagito's gonna go full psycho, I guess, for some stupid reason that I don't know. Probably something having to do with whatever's in the file. 5 days left on the clock. I don't know. This has gotten way more interesting. Good for me. Less people to voice. There you go. Wonder how many more murders there are. Actually, there's one more island, right? Bred for destruction. Alright, I'm saving. And I'm also gonna leave it off here. Oh god, this has felt wicked long. It's probably because I got them shit, I don't know. But, I digress. I'm gonna leave it off. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the like button. If you want to see more of my mental language, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Keep pimpin' my Monokuma bashing Pips.